Robert Saleh, too. My God, he is so good. Today was such a perfect example of his growth. He's been a coordinator for 3.5 seasons. He's a baby as a coordinator. Last year, he went to New Orleans and got schooled, straight up schooled by Sean Payton, who is a master. He schools a lot of people. And Robert Saleh, as he always does, learned from his mistakes. I'm sure he studied that game all offseason. He studied the Saints offense closely and came into the next matchup with a much better game plan and had much more success. As long as the Niners have Robert Saleh on their coaching staff, they have a chance to win. He is one hell of a coach. Hell of a coach. He should be a head coach right now. He had the perfect game plan against the Saints. Remember, I told you all week this game was going to come down to third downs. It didn't. It came down to special teams turnovers. But, you know, if the Niners hadn't fumbled continuously on punts and stuff, the game would have come down to third downs, and Robert Saleh did his job. He held the Saints to 2 of 12 on third downs, the number one third down offense in the league. That's a master chess player right there from Robert Saleh. I mean, this is a guy that everyone said was a product of Nick Bosa last year. He loses Nick Bosa this year and does better against the Saints than he did last year. That's impressive. So again, these are the reasons that the Niners are not dead. They have an amazing defensive coach. Even though Kyle Shanahan stunk against the Saints, and I'll get into all the things he messed up, he's still a top 5 offensive play caller. And once he gets his weapons back, he'll be terrific. It almost doesn't matter who his quarterback is. It more matters who the wide receivers are and the running backs. All right, let's talk about Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan is a top 5 play caller, and I'm not blaming anyone too hard for this loss. But his job is to maximize the talent he has. And he doesn't have much talent on offense. But neither does Robert Saleh. Saleh's maximizing what he has on defense. Is Shanahan maximizing what he has on offense? I don't know. I don't see it. I mean, going with Jerick McKinnon as a lead back and not using a rotation when Jerick McKinnon had nothing, I don't see that. I don't like that. You know, there's that. So there were no screens. There were no Jimmy Gimmies. Now, it seemed like the Saints were prepared for those plays, but there was nothing that Kyle Shanahan could do to get the offense going. He was missing a lot of people, but I mean, his calls on fourth and one, first of all, the first 4th and 1, he didn't go for it. He is the least aggressive offensive guru I've ever seen. It's like he calls good plays, but doesn't trust his offense at all. So he didn't go for it on 4th and 1. And then when he got to the next 4th and 1, he called a run between the tackles for Jerick McKinnon. I hate that. And the thing is, there was earlier in the game, I think they had a 2nd and 1 or a 3rd and 1, and they handed off to Kyle Juszczyk. He gained 5 yards. Guess what? They never gave him another carry. Kyle. I don't think Kyle Shanahan is tanking. He's just not always great at getting the most out of what he has. When he has everything, he's terrific. But when he starts losing things, I don't know if he gives himself an out or an excuse, or he's just like, hey, man, what do you expect? But I mean, it was like 16 touches for Jerick McKinnon in the first half. That felt like tanking. He's not tanking, but it just wasn't. He was not at his best. He was not at his best. And again, you could blame the whole loss on special teams, but Brandon Ayuk should be the returner. I don't understand the 49ers philosophy of not playing good players at returner. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Who has gotten hurt returning other than Dante Pettis? Offense is more dangerous than special teams. Let him return the kicks.